the trap of the non-dual state. And I can feel that this is really a very tempting, seductive state to relax back into forever. Because when we first recognize our non-dual nature, we are usually experiencing before that a kind of contracted state of separation, a small me, located, limited. And then we realize, oh, actually, I am back here. Right? I am unlimited. I'm not limited to who I thought I was. And with that often comes an expansive state, an experience of kind of popping out of this sense of contraction. And it can be very blissful. It can be some kind of state that we stay in for an extended period of time, even. Especially when our previous experience has been so contracted and limited and painful and full of suffering. Then when we experience this recognition of our non-duality, the contrast is so strong and so very felt, also physically, energetically. And of course, we want to stay there. It's so blissful and lovely. And so what tends to happen is that the mind will come to the conclusion in a very sneaky, subtle way that this is now who I am. I am that back there. And when I am back there, from the mental state, I'll need to dismiss anything that is more human, anything that seems to be the play of separation or seems to be related to my previous experiences of suffering as a human in the world. And the mind does this in a very sneaky way because it can seem like we've popped out of the mind because we are no longer believing that I am limited and located in here. We're identifying with who I am back here, right? And yet there is this sneaky kind of subtle landing that the mind does naturally. Like it's not doing something wrong or bad. It's just doing what it is in its nature to do, to always look for some kind of reference point, right? Some kind of answer to the question of who am I? Previously, it had the answers to this question in the kind of person I am, right? Or my beliefs, my ideas of me. And now it's referring to a state, an experience. It's put words to the wordless, right? It's put some kind of concept or subtle landing place to the unlimited, the unlocated. And it may not even be that conscious that you end up doing that. It's only later when you realize that you can look back perhaps and say, oh yeah, I was landing in that. And while the mind is subtly landing in this, there is simultaneously a genuine realization. So this is also why it's kind of confusing, because you've genuinely realized that I'm not limited to this small me. I'm actually unlimited. And yet there's also this subtle landing place. And with that subtle landing place, it is the nature of the mind, naturally, to work in polarity, to create this polarity, this duality, separation between what is good, or what I like, or who I think I am, and what I don't like, or what I reject, who I think I'm not. And so there's this subtle thinking, I am non-duality, I am beyond it all. And then there's a rejecting of the human experience, the feelings, the sensations, the challenges of our daily life. It can seem too mundane, too ordinary, not this beautiful experience of expansion. It's more uncomfortable, it's more messy. We get ourselves in all kind of problems and messy situations, or we have reactions and all of this. So when we are subtly landing in this non-dual state, we are very safe in that. We are safely escaping these messy human challenges and uncomfortable feelings. We are not exposing anything, really. We're just safely hiding, actually, in this non-dual state. And at a certain point, whether it is that life comes up with some kind of experience or situation which knocks us to the ground, maybe a loss, a tragedy, a big change, or just over time, perhaps you realize that actually being back there in that non-dual state, there is a kind of avoiding happening. It's a bit dry. We're not feeling the full spectrum of life. We're also not connecting really in intimacy with the other, because we're safely protected back there. And so perhaps at a certain point, there's even a longing to connect, to come down out of our high tower that we've isolated ourselves in, come down to the ground and risk all the mess. And at first, it can feel like you're going backwards, as if you've finally escaped the human messy suffering to this beautiful, blissful state. Why would you want to go back into that? So at first, it's understandable that you'd be wanting to avoid that at all costs. But it's not about going back. It's about integrating. It's about letting go of identity again. So when you first realized that you were not limited to this small me, you popped out of that to this no me, right? But then again, thought created a me in that, a more subtle, more non-dual me, but still a me. So it is about, once again, losing the me. It's the same thing, really. So when we once again lose that subtle hiding place back there, we come down to the ground, we might very well feel a lot of the feelings, the emotions, the challenging, uncomfortable stuff that we have pushed aside to escape back there. We'll probably feel it when we do let go of that state. It is inevitable, because what we push away, eventually we have to feel. And at first, it can be very uncomfortable, and it can almost feel like we're drowning, we're overwhelmed, and there can be a feeling of, well, I want to get back there. That was good there, and now I'm in the mess. Perhaps at that point we might try some kind of practice or doing, or some kind of effort to get back there. but it won't really succeed. You might have more experiences of that. And this is this flip-flopping that tends to happen between this state of non-duality and then this feeling of like, I'm going back into the human mess and I've lost it and I'm confused, I'm in suffering again, I'm in this small me. I want to get back to the big me, or the big, it's not a me, beyond the me. This is the flip-flopping in and out. But the reality is that we don't flip-flop at all. We're not moving in and out. It's that these two states are arising, are coming and going. And then the thinking is labeling one, like the non-dual state, as being preferable. I like that. I want that. And the human stuff is being pushed away and considered not it, too uncomfortable, too painful, too scary, too confronting, too intimate. And so, you know, this can go on back and forward until we realize that actually true freedom, or the truth, is beyond both states. Yeah, it's not the state of non-duality, and it's not the state of being stuck in our humanity. It is beyond both states, beyond all states. And this is the freedom. It's the freedom to have beautiful non-dual experiences where we disappear and all the boundaries melt and merge, and then that experience moves and changes into some kind of emotion, or we have a reaction, or we're just washing the dishes, or we're brushing our teeth, or we're having a conversation about, you know, gardening, or whatever. The ordinary human life comes and goes, and then, you know, in between we might have a beautiful intimate moment with someone. Once again, all the boundaries melt and merge, and these experiences are coming and going. These states come and go, and there's no one here saying, I like that, I don't like that, I want that, I don't want that, I want to push that away, I want to grasp that. All of that is irrelevant. That's just part of these passing states. It's thinking that wants to grasp or push away, it does that. But who I really am, true freedom, or in fact, true non-duality, is beyond all states. So, and in really realizing that I am not these states that come and go, then there is no landing place. Yeah, there is no identifying with that and resting and hiding back there, because there is no hiding place. You're absolutely exposed. Nothing means anything about who you are, because any experience or state can come and go, and it's not about you. It's not about you have realized something. It's in fact a joke, because you see that any kind of realization is once again a state coming and going in who I am, that holds it all, embraces it all, just as it is. And there's no escape from any uncomfortable feelings or intimate intimate situations, or scary situations or feelings. There's no escape from it. It's part of being alive as this human. We inevitably feel it all, sense it all, while still simultaneously knowing that who I am is unlimited and unlocated. But this is not a state that comes and goes. It can't come and go because it's who I am. How could it come and go? It's always who I am.